I'll apologize ahead. There you have it. Another one with pitch.
Let's take a
Ah,
count 4B, aren't you?
there's a
Oh yeah,
there's a repeat big one back.
always playing.
Okay. When we play, all right.
Never when I'm rehearsing,
Okay.
but on them.
I get it, yeah. Don't want to burn your...
Right, exactly. Got to be able to count on the gig.
Be ready. Give you
I'm
four.
ready.
One, two, three, and. Wait. Wait.
Yeah, sorry, my tuning side's all bad. Sitting there trying to cover down, I'm like, why am I so sharp?
All right. Two on this.
That
one.
is that,
Two on this.
take two.
Oh, we one.
Yeah. Two.
I didn't mean take two for us.
No, I was going to say I don't have
This
one,
is take number.
but it isn't a right key.
That's true. Steve Rhodes always
I
said
only
it.
play this tune in F.
Love.
I'm gonna have. Okay, here we go. Bum, bum. Da, 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 da. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, and pop. Okay. We were stretching it on that one.
Expand our repertoire to
Uh-oh.
2 pages.
The two-page.
Another Susan Marsh.
Can you take the repeat? We don't.
Repeats are good.
What?
Did we decide not to, or did?
Well, we just.
No, repeats are good.
All right, repeats.
For the actual.
We're playing.
Oh, wait, we play that.
Okay. State. Are you ready? 1, 2, 1, and.
Oh, that tepid applause. Yeah. Wasn't that Monty?
Yep.
Yep,
For a
Monty
while.
Was it?
Fit right in.
Monty Python's Flying
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd use a British.
You'd think. That was the humor,
I guess so.
using an American march.
Yeah.
Probably had a British recording it. That probably had a.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that played the low trumpet solo on Penny Lane just died.
Oh, I
Really?
heard about.
There's an interview with him on YouTube.
Yeah, there is. I saw saw that.
Apparently he heard the Brandenburg and liked what he heard, so he wanted to incorporate something like that in it.
Something similar for on their song "For No One." They hired Alan Civil, who was a horn player in the. Yeah, and he was a member of the Philharmonic. He thought he was coming to play a symphony. He thought it was number one, symphony number one, for no one. Not the no one.
For NO1.
They showed up and it was a small little studio, and he found out, oh, I'm recording a song with. Okay.
Okay. Anytime you're ready.
Sorry.
That's on.
Right.
Right in there.
Okay. Good job. Got it.
Well,
To mixed
I
reviews.
attribute my success to the arrangement of that. It's
Okay.
very well written.
Same people
that
Very
wow.
playable key and
Try to do that. But
yes.
Doesn't always work.
Sympathetic to
Yeah.
the trumpet player. I like
You do it very well.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you. Okay. I'll follow you on any ornamentation on this.
that. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do that.
Yeah, actually, that's the way I usually do it.
Okay. Might as well get our ornamentation. Or location.
Mine's
This handle would be
Oh yeah.
handle and bar.
Do a few handlebars.
Yeah. We got a few, yeah.
Handle was
Mr.
immensely
Adams
more
thing.
successful than mine.
Was that?
Yeah, I brought in a handlebars, right?
Yeah. Yeah. How we doing on?
2 after.
Oh, really? Well, we're gonna leave out a couple. We'll figure out which. I gave you 3 counts.
All we need.
Pretty quick. You ready?
Mm.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you.
Back to our 2-page.
Well, what do you think? Can we play this and have time?
I think we have enough.
What time is it?
224.
Ooh.
They're
We
2 minute
better-
pieces. We can do
Close,
it.
right?
Let's cut the comedy.
Yeah.
Cut the comedy tonight.
Yeah, we gotta
At
do
2,
son.
we got to play 28 after. We're going to be playing
We gotta do
Hold That
Sondheim
Tiger.
since the choir did it.
What's that?
We have to do Stephen Sondheim since the choir sang.
Oh, yeah. Well, we better get with it. Everybody know the road map?
Yeah.
Do repeat 13. Da-da. Got it? Here we go. 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, and. Now,
We have our pocket of people right there.
yeah, we're ready for that, but we do Tiger Rag at 28 after. What time you got?
7. I'm on Verizon though.
Okay.
In different time zone, but
Two pager. Yeah. Might not heard if we played about 27 after.
Well, it's 27 according to my
Is it?
time. What do you got?
Here we go.
But do I have the time?
What time do you have?
I'm 27 after.
Oh, they just turned 28. Go.
Hang on, I gotta do something. This is not working.
He's ready.
He's
Okay.
standing there. Oh, he's waving it.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We have the wrong piece up.
Here we go.
What are we doing?
Sine nominally.
Start early, end early.
Sine nomine.
Got it.
Ad nauseum.
Okay.
Mm.
Da, 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 da. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. Here we go.
Good game.
1, 2, 3, and.
And friends, would you remain standing for the invocation, please? Eternal God, we give you thanks for the gift of creation, for clean water, for the abundant life, for the gift of professors and educators and their commitment to knowledge and learning and the education of the whole person. Thank you. For the families of these graduates who sacrificed and supported that these men would have the opportunity of a Wabash education. Thank you. For these graduates, bless them all, that they would have a lifelong commitment to learning, to serving others, to tending to the well-being of their communities wherever you call them in this one wild, wonderful life. Make us ever grateful for the gifts we've been given. In your name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Welcome to the 179th commencement at Wabash College. Our spirits shine as brightly as the sun as we celebrate the men of the class of 2017. We are joined here today by our special guests on the platform and by the trustees, faculty, family members from near and far, and all who love Wabash College. But today's focus is on our students, the 189 men who make up the class of 2017. Gentlemen, you have taken on the rigors of our college and have thrived under the many challenges you have faced. You have emerged stronger for your perseverance, resilience, and courage. You have been teachers, learners, and listeners. You have grown and embodied the highest ideals of our gentleman's rule, and you have demonstrated the great value of civic discourse in our democratic society. Your hard work has paid off. You leave our great college to work for excellent firms, to medical school and law schools, to pursue advanced degrees in science and the humanities at exceptional universities, and to exciting opportunities to serve our country and as teachers in our public schools. Among you are All-American and academic All-American athletes and recipients of National Fellowship Awards. Your singing, acting, filmmaking, and artistic creativity shows no boundaries. Some of you have facilitated difficult discussions at the local, state, regional, and national levels. Others have played a role in addressing vexing public health issues. Men of the class of 2017, we are very proud of you, and we know that you are equipped for lives of purpose and meaning. You leave your alma mater prepared to flourish, to be the men your liberal arts education has informed you to be, and to write your stories in the sky. In keeping with the long-standing Wabash tradition, the only speakers this afternoon will be representatives of the senior class. Our first speaker is Adam Bertner. Adam is a rhetoric major, earned minors in religion and political science, and was a senior fellow in the Wabash Democracy and Public Discourse Initiative. He is the son of Lori and Don Ferris of Brownsburg, Indiana. Our second speaker is Bilal Jawad. Bilal double majored in biology and Spanish, earned a minor in chemistry, and was a global health fellow. He is the son of Saeed and Nahid Jawad of Indianapolis. Each young man will speak without further introduction. Please welcome Adam Bertner and Bilal Jawad.
Good afternoon, Wabash. President Hess, the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, class of 2017, and their family and friends, and everyone of the Wabash community. It's a true honor to come before you on this special day. And before I get into what I want to talk about, I want us all to take a moment of reflection. It's been a hectic day and a hectic weekend for many of us. And as our first speaker, I want us to take a moment to be present, to soak this in. To my brothers of the class of 2017, in all honesty, you probably won't remember much of what I say today, but you will remember the feeling that washes over you when you walk across this stage and receive your sheepskin. You'll remember the last time you walked around this campus as a student for the final time. You'll remember this weekend and the time we shared together. So look up at the chapel behind me, where we all were rung in 4 years ago. Look around you at your peers. This will be the last time all of us are together in one place. Parents and loved ones of the men sitting in front of us, reflect on the over 20 years you've been waiting for this day, raising them and watching them grow into the men they have become. You may have been questioning if this day was possible, if they were anything like me in middle school and high school, but nevertheless, today we're graduating Wabash College. Faculty and staff, you've watched us grow these past 4 years. Take a moment to appreciate how you've been the most important part of that growth. You've been the source of our invigorating academic experience and have acted not only as mentors, but oftentimes friends. Gentlemen, like many of you, I've had a love-hate relationship with this place. Loving it when participating in an engaging class discussion or lecture, and hating it when you have to survive the exam or paper that corresponds with that same topic. Hating it on a Wednesday night when you hear the 2 a.m. buzzer kicking you out of Lilly Library as you look on Snapchat and look at your non-Wabash friends and how they're doing on a Wednesday night at their school. But again, loving it on a Saturday as you tailgate or attend a college production and get that feeling of pride for your alma mater. Undoubtedly, we all questioned our decision to come here at some point during our Wabash career. And that Jimmy V quote about the 3 things you should do every day to live a full life, I think is fitting. To laugh, to cry, and to think. And I know all of us have done a whole lot of all 3 while we've been here. We laughed with our brothers in our living units or on our sports teams, or how dumb one of our email wars were. Some of us cried when we lost the bell this past fall. All of us cried when we lost 2 of our brothers that same fall in Luke Bornstein and Austin Wyrick. And we sure as heck all thought, sometimes feeling as though we thought too much in the great courses we took in these storied buildings. And we probably should have saved a little more of that thinking for the weekends as well. That's a different story. Still though, we kept asking ourselves, is this really worth it? Or did I just drink the Kool-Aid? Or is this place actually going to enable me to achieve my dreams? There better be light at the end of the tunnel, we would threaten. We are now at the last steps of that tunnel. What do we do now as we start our lives beyond the tunnel and into that light? What is our duty as a Wabash man in today's society and world. The diploma we are soon to be handed is an amazing credential. It makes us part of the 7% of the world that has a college degree. It makes us part of the 0.00008% who has a Wabash degree. And that's a pretty big deal, right? We're a special group of men. We've worked hard and invested a great deal in becoming a Wabash man. But we cannot simply pat ourselves on the back. We must put others on our backs and utilize the opportunity this degree has given us to help people's lives and transform communities in need. I think too often, a lot of us have the tendency to focus on how a Wabash education will make us a lot of money or put us in positions of power and prestige. That will most likely be true for many of us. But that is not our calling or what this place should be about. Nowhere in our mission statement or our gentleman's rule does it talk about money or a job or your elite intellect. It instead focuses on your critical thought, your effective leadership, and your commitment to living humanely and responsibly in the world around you. Yet we still tend to idolize the statistics showing our earning potential or our CEO ratio instead of our societal value potential and our public servant ratio. And I'm by no means saying these are mutually exclusive, nor am I saying that you must have a job in public service to make this kind of impact. Rather, I'm talking about how you interact with those around you and you facilitate problem solving in your communities. For me, I've had the opportunity to grapple with this as part of the Wabash Democracy and Public Discourse Initiative. Without the experience of going into communities and listening to people and understanding their problems, I would not be viewing my role as a Wabash alumnus through this same lens. I hope you have had similar experiences as a student here, but we all will have this opportunity as we settle into our new lives outside of this campus and integrate ourselves in our community, wherever that may be. People, all of us together, are the answer to the seemingly unsolvable issues of our time. We cannot start to solve a problem like income inequality or access to health care and a quality education from top-down leadership and ivory tower policy discussions without first listening. Listening to the very people most affected by these issues, with the most at stake. The lost promise of the American dream for large swaths of our country cannot be fully recognized or properly addressed until leaders, such as yourselves, gentlemen, listen. Listening to the people around you, using what this place taught you in analyzing the problem and locating possible solutions, and then fighting like hell to get the right thing done should be the duty of a Wabash man in the world. In these trying times of hostile rhetoric and degrading public discourse, this task sounds daunting. As many of you know, I love politics, but politics is not the answer. People are. Politics and ideologies and the lack of effort and emotional intelligence to understand each other is the problem. But human beings coexisting and understanding that we are fighting for the same shared values we all hold dear, such as peace, justice, fairness, family, and equality, is a step towards progress. And while it may seem impossible for one person to truly make an impact, it's not. In 1966, Robert F. Kennedy spoke on the power of the individual impacting lives in our neighborhood, our country, and our world when he said, "Each time a man stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope in crossing each other from a million different centers of energy, daring those ripples to build a current which can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance." Gentlemen, a Wabash man's ripples can be mighty and strong. A Wabash man has the opportunity to cause tidal waves with the ripples he sends forth into his community. We have a greater burden of responsibility because of the heightened opportunity we have been given here. It will be our generation who begins to find new ways to cure societal ills and bring people back together again. It will be our generation of Wabash men who are looked to for leadership in our nation's future. Will you make the decision to use your power and your intellect and your privilege to send these ripples for good? Will you be that center of energy that Kennedy speaks of in fighting injustices in our society and solving the most pressing problems in our communities? I'm confident that you will, because you're a Wabash man in the class of 2017. We can look to the models in our life that have embodied these ideas. For me, one of those people has been my mom. And I would be remiss to mention how this not is only a special day for our class, but it's also a special occasion for the moms here today. If it wasn't for my mom's persistence and love for this place, I would have ended up at the school down south, and we know how devastating that would have been. And if your life has been anything like mine, your mom has been the reason you are the man you are today. She raised me for most of my life as a single mom who had to work unbelievably hard and sacrifice so much to be able to send me to a place like Wabash. And now in a few moments, I'll become a first-generation college graduate. Thank you. The opportunities I alluded to that Wabash gives all of us would have never been possible without those who raised us and put us on this path. So I have to say thank you, happy Mother's Day, and I love you to my mom sitting out there. And I hope you all find time to do the same and thank your models on this busy day. Although it might be close, my debt to this place and the people of this Wabash family runs deeper than the debt of my student loans. It's close, though. There are people sitting out there that have shown me how to be the kind of person our communities need. They have impacted my life more than they will ever know, and I could never repay them for what they have given me. I hope that you know your love and support has meant the world to me. I want to thank in particular the women of the Wabash community, who I don't feel get the recognition they deserve at times. We are not an all-male institution. We are an all-male student body that is served by a community that is not all male, and I think that's important to remember. So thank you to the women who make Wabash the special place that it is. And as I close, I want to echo the call to action I urged you to undertake earlier. Become the model for future generations. Listen before you lead, and then speak up for those who do not have the Wabash education and its social status at their disposal. Only then can we create the ripples of change that tear down the walls that divide us and build up the community that unites us. Thank you.
Thank you, President Hess. Thank you, Adam. To my fellow graduates, wow. I am humbled, honored, and excited to represent you all. If I am able to reflect even a glimmer of how bright, sharp, and dedicated this class of 2017 is, I will consider this address successful. We may have reached our destinations, but it's the journey with you all that I will always remember. I'm proud of us. I'd like to first extend a big thank you to the friends, family, faculty, and board of trustees gathered here today. On behalf of the graduates lucky enough to have a supportive mother in the crowd, I would like to wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day. And to my mother, who didn't know I was giving this address until probably 10 minutes ago, because I'm a terrible son who loves surprises. Surprise. Thank you for all that you've done to me. A great deal is expected from me as a commencement speaker, especially as a commencement speaker here at Wabash College, an institution with so much history that was founded when Indiana was still mostly forest, an institution with so much support that 100% of the student body donated in our last day of giving. An institution with so much admiration that I can't wear a Wabash sweatshirt and go 5 blocks from my home in Indianapolis without being harassed. I mean, seriously. A great deal is expected from me as a commencement speaker, and especially as a commencement speaker today. A day where political tensions are high, with individuals in America feeling alienated in ways they never have before. A day where there are more refugees than homes available. A day where our Environmental Protection Agency doesn't believe in protecting the environment, while climate change becomes irrefutably evident. A day where it feels like people are losing meaning more often than they are finding it. If you are like me, class of 2017, you are uneasy about the future and your place in it. I wish I could speak like a sage about the future and offer everyone today an easy answer, pointing to everyone's higher calling like Dr. Blake's pointing ever so clearly to the borders of the Han Dynasty with his signature white beard and suspenders. But unfortunately for you all, I cannot offer an easy answer because I am a scrawny, easily frustrated, slightly impatient, very tired 21-year-old, forgot that, with so much to learn, experience, and a lot more failing to do. Hell, I was in a dog suit for a fall play, so I doubt if anyone takes me seriously anyways. So what I can offer, however, is what I have seen, what I have heard, what I have felt in my fleeting time here at Wabash College. I have found that there is more to hope for than to despair, more to laugh about than to cry, and less to fear than originally thought, and I hope you will too. I first found this to be true at the start of my Wabash journey. As I am anxious looking towards the future today, I was once anxious sitting in the chapel behind me for the very first time almost 4 years ago. Like many, I too was worried if I would find a home here. As a predominantly white campus in rural Crawfordsville, Indiana, featuring legacies, Italian tradition, and history, I didn't quite fit the bill. A first-generation college student, a Muslim, a son of immigrants from Pakistan, whose father had to work 3 jobs just to keep the world afloat, and certainly not one of those big, burly men hoisting the Monon Bell, found on Wabash advertisements everywhere. Thank you, offensive lineman and academic All-American Kyle Stucker, for not eating me in my time here. I appreciate you. Now this, in my eyes, was a big problem. But this poor, small, son of an immigrant, Muslim, found love, family, friendship, and most importantly, a home here too. Perhaps there was nothing to worry about after all. It wasn't a big solution that solved my big problem, but a small one. It were the friendly faces who say, "Hey, are you doing okay?" Or "Hey, come join us," who made this place home. And that is when I first realized that Wabash doesn't live in these scarlet brick buildings or rural Crawfordsville, Indiana, but in these faces. For me, it was the face of Professor Eric Wetzel, who, after the passing of Luke Borenstein, caught me in the hallway to ask if I was okay, and let me sob relentlessly in his office. For me, it was a face of every student who came up to me while I was studying in the library to say hi for no reason at all. You too can be, and probably already have been, a solution to someone's big problem. It is your responsibility to be one of these faces, especially as you leave this campus. The reality is that we are all now products of a private school education. In many ways, I didn't necessarily consider myself as a person coming from privilege, but I certainly do now. We are lucky. We have received an education that few will have received, an education that for many of us has shown us parts of the world and parts of ourselves that few will ever see. We have been fortunate enough to study far out enduring questions like, what does it mean to be a person? While many out there work 3 jobs just to keep their world afloat, while many out there, frankly, struggle to live. The point is not to make you feel guilty, but to remind you of the reality. The reality that there are problems, big and small, to be solved, and if you don't do something about it, it just might not get done. I was reminded of this reality when my journey took me to Kampala, Uganda, to assist with an HIV/AIDS research project. I first stepped onto that red African soil as a more or less naive 20-year-old who thought he was going to, quote, save lives. But instead, what I found was a crippling reality. The ward I worked in was packed to the brim with hospital beds. Inches to the left, right, and at the feet of every patient were beds filled with literally the sickest people in the world. People battling HIV along with tuberculosis, meningitis, malaria, hepatitis, rabies, and most often a combination of these. When patients go to bed at night, they can hear their neighbor convulsing from a seizure or someone across the room moaning in pain. In the morning, they can smell people who urinate on themselves or defecate on themselves, or the cries of a family mourning someone who did not make it through the night. Because we had so few ventilators, or these machines that help you breathe, and so many patients, the physicians would have to pick and choose which patients would get to use them based on their chance of survival. I once stood and watched a man pass before me because he was one of the unlucky ones whose chance of survival was too low to warrant the use of one of these treasured machines. I stood there helplessly as he literally choked to death. I went home that day sad and broken. I went home swearing to myself that I'll never become a doctor because doctors only treat surface level, and too many times they stand helplessly after it's too late. I thought this problem was too big for me. But I was wrong to think like this. We go after problems not because they're easy, but because they are hard. We become people of others not because we are perfect, but because we are human, because we can. Perhaps there was no reason to doubt after all. It is easy to publicize, receive recognition for, and even romanticize an individual going off to faraway countries helping people. I'm guilty of this myself. I feel as if I have received more recognition than what I should have for the very little I have done. But there are less glamorous, but just as important roles to be filled everywhere around us and right here at home. Here are just a few examples in the healthcare world. In the US, there is a 20-year gap in life expectancy just depending on where you live. In Indiana, at the peak of its outbreak, Scott County was reported to have a higher incidence of HIV than any country in sub-Saharan Africa. In Montgomery County, blocks from these beautiful brick walkways, you will find rundown meth homes. Even our very own campus is not immune. Today, we graduate with one less member of the class of 2017. We all miss you, Austin. I'll be the first to say this clearly and loudly that there is a mental health problem on campus like many campuses across America. But just when these large, ambiguous problems become overwhelming, it can be the hardest to find good. And I'll admit that sometimes it did take some searching, but I too have found good. When I began working towards creating a campus-wide mental health concerns committee dedicated to continuing the discussion on how to normalize mental well-being on campus, I was concerned about the resistance I would face, but instead, I found a resounding support. This includes everyone from Dean of Students, Mike Raiders, to faculty, to individual students, to alumni reaching out to me. I heard, what can I do? I heard, how can I help? I heard, I am here for you. And now, I am proud to say that Wabash is a fully functioning committee designed to proactively address the toughest mental health problems to never lose another student again. Perhaps I had no reason to be concerned after all. What makes Wabash great is not convincing ourselves that we are perfect, but the self-awareness that we are not. The understanding that there is progress to be made. The sense of urgency and care I found when working towards solving this, quote, big problem has reminded me of the resilience and strength of this community and has given me hope for the future of this campus. And to anyone out there concerned about the mental health of this campus, I promise you that everyone from top to bottom is working towards solutions, and we will not rest until every step has been taken. And to anyone out there listening, suffering from mental illness, please know that you are not alone. So, class of 2017, I leave you with these final words. Don't feel grief that you're leaving this campus because Wabash doesn't live in these buildings, but it lives in the people. And now you too carry Wabash, what you say, what you do, and who you are. Go be a friendly face for another, address the problem that you full well know that you may never solve, but try it anyways because you have the power that so many out there do not. Be the small solution to someone's big problem, and perhaps there isn't that much to worry about. Perhaps we will tear down the walls that divide us. Perhaps we will find our homes. Perhaps we will find peace. Perhaps we will solve the unsolvable problems. Perhaps we will find a way, and perhaps, to borrow the words of Bill Plaker, we'll learn that there are more things to admire in men than to despise. Perhaps it wouldn't be a bad life. Thank you so much. Wabash always fights.
Mr. President,
Mr. Secretary.
Mr. President, it's my honor to present Stephen Stewart Bowen, class of 68 Wabash, so that you might bestow on him the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters.
Thank you, Rick. Stephen? Stephen Stewart Bowen, native of Peoria, Illinois. To say that Wabash had a life-changing impact on you is as big of an understatement as saying that you had an immeasurable impact on the trajectory of this great college. Both statements are factually accurate, but both miss the mark. You were a standout Wabash student who exhibited a clear and quick mind en route to Phi Beta Kappa. Graduating at the top of your class as a political science major, your only regret is that you majored in political science. But you acknowledge having saved yourself by pulling together a minor in religion and philosophy. Eric Dean and Ben Rogie were your mentors, and you have said about Dean that he cultivated a classroom environment where a love for intellectual inquiry took root, understanding was gained, and growth was experienced. Ben Rogie taught you that in business, as in all of life, there are no substitutes for honesty, integrity, and fair dealing. Service to your country in the Marine Corps and law school at the University of Chicago followed your time at Wabash. The international law firm Latham & Watkins lured you to launch its tax practice, an area of law you found intriguing because the work often boiled down to a chess match between you and the IRS. Over a 27-year career, you literally built the firm's practice and served as a member of the executive committee, managing partner of the Chicago office, and global chair of the tax department. Your colleague, Michael Pucker, said that you were instrumental in setting the culture of Latham & Watkins with great focus on excellence, collegiality, and human care, and that you were ranked among the most respected and revered practitioners in your field. Michael also said that you were an incredible mentor, teacher, friend, and all-around mensch. While under consideration for an appointment to the Wabash Board of Trustees, you said, "The obligation I feel to the college and its future is huge." You were elected to the board in 1996 and jumped right into shape and execute our college's greatest philanthropic endeavor, the $136 million campaign for leadership. You served on the campaign steering group and provided wise strategic counsel. Your biggest contribution, according to President Andy Ford, was your patient effort to help us find the language to capture the spirit of this very special place. Perhaps there was no happier day when you, with an excuse to catch up with your faculty friends Bill Plaker and Raymond Williams, brought your son David for a campus visit. Little did you realize that when David would come, he would also follow in your footsteps at Wabash and also become a little giant on campus in his very own right. During David's senior year, you gave a chapel talk and said, "It seems to me the highest duty of a trustee of Wabash College is stewardship. Stewardship is not merely a legal duty, it is a profound moral duty. Indeed, your service to the board as a trustee, committee chair, campaign volunteer, and presently as chairman of the board is indeed a profoundly moral commitment. As the fifth longest serving chair in our college's history, you have provided unwavering support for this very special place, which you have described as an institution nurtured on and promoting learning, virtue, and service in a world that sorely needs all these things. Your board colleague, David Shane, said, "Over the terms of multiple presidents, through times of radical accelerating change, amid countless confounding challenges and wicked opportunities, Steve's steady hand, his clear vision, his calm and perceptive counsel, and his quiet but strong leadership continuously has lifted the college's trajectory. He has been counselor to the college's leadership, its board of trustees, its faculty and students, he has led us all to higher planes of possibility. John Fox, another member of this Board of Trustees, applauds your ability to see the big issues with clarity and to achieve buy-in from all. He says you have a bias for action. We cannot possibly list all that you have accomplished as board chair, but we can highlight a few. 23 new trustees have come on board during your tenure. You presided over the $60 million Challenge of Excellence campaign while providing a guiding hand on the college during the Great Recession. You served on 2 presidential search committees, and you led the construction of the Residential Life District, Shelbourne Wrestling Center, Goodrich Ballpark, Mud Hollow Stadium, and the Martindale Hall renovation. Throughout your time as trustee, you have long focused on the board's relationship to the faculty, insisting that Wabash can only be as good as its faculty and students. You have constantly sought opportunities to strengthen the relationship, and you established the Plaker Fund for faculty support. At the time of your retirement, you agreed to commute from Chicago to teach a Wabash course on ethics. You lived on campus, attended virtually every single event, ate in Sparks, and became a valuable teacher mentor. So much so that you will return for a 3rd semester this fall. When you do, you will teach alongside Dr. Derek Nelson, the newly designated Stephen S. Bowen Professor of the Liberal Arts, thanks to a remarkable gift from the Pritzker-Pucker Family Foundation. It's so hard to imagine another college where a trustee is so easily and readily welcomed to the campus by students, faculty, and administrators. Your very presence gives us a giant symbol of the kind of academic environment for which we must always strive. One of your star students, Sam Vaught, says that you missed your calling, that you bring a lawyer's preparedness to the classroom with keen attention to detail and close examination of an author's argument. Sam smartly points out that you hold the mantle of teacher with humility and were consciously aware of the limits of your experience in the classroom. In that 1998 chapel talk, you said, "Wabash is not our achievement. It is the achievement of others. We did not create it, we inherited it, with the implicit obligation to cherish it, to preserve it, to develop it, and to pass it on. Let us hope improve to the others who come after us." On this point, Dave Shane believes you leave your services board chair with Wabash well positioned for success. David says, "Thanks to Steve, the college sits on a stronger strategic and financial foundation, retains its historic strengths of mission and community, and provides a vital but freshly relevant education to the students we send out to lead us into the future. Wabash College and the students we serve are and long will be in a better place because of Steve. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wabash College and delegated to that board by the great state of Indiana, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining, of which this citation shall be a permanent witness." Congratulations, Steve. Thanks so much, Steve. Thanks for all you've done for the college. There you go. Okay.
Mr. President.
Mr. Secretary.
Mr. President, it's my honor to present John Byerly Myers, class of 1974, Wabash. So you may confer on him the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Lit.
Thank you very much. John Byerly Myers, please join me. It must feel very good to stand on this stage today for the first time at a Wabash commencement ceremony. While you were one of the top students in the class of 1974, you never received your Wabash sheepskin because you left for medical school at Indiana University a year early. Today, we are honored to provide you the degree you earned more than 4 decades ago. A native of Wabash, Indiana, you seem destined to achieve your dreams of becoming a world-class physician when you enrolled at Wabash in 1970. Your father, Donald, who died when you were quite young, was a veterinarian, and your mother, Shirley, who joins you today, a medical technologist. You would also marry a registered nurse, Jo Ellen, with whom you have been wed for nearly 40 years. You were an academically gifted biology major and member of Sigma Chi. But the tragic death of your father, tough financial circumstances, and the need to help your mother raise your younger siblings caused you to leave the college early. You paved the way and made sacrifices that your brother Bill, now a dentist, could attend Wabash. You graduated from the IU School of Medicine in 1977. A surgical residency and fellowship in cardiothoracic surgery at the Hershey Medical Center and Penn State University College of Medicine followed. You would also serve fellowships in pediatric heart surgery at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and at the Hospital for Sick Children at Great Ormond Street in London. The latter fellowship foreshadowed your inspiring career of helping the sickest of the sick children of our world, at home in Pennsylvania and across the globe. In 1993, you became a full professor of surgery and pediatrics and chief of pediatric and congenital heart surgery at Penn State's Hershey Children's Hospital. 5 years before becoming a full professor, you began taking yearly mission trips to perform pediatric heart surgery in Colombia and Venezuela. When political conditions changed, you and a colleague developed an award-winning surgical program in Guayaquil, Ecuador. For the last 20 years, you have led a team of 40 healthcare professionals on 2-week missions, during which you teach local surgeons life-saving techniques, while performing on average 30 open heart surgeries on sick children. Today, a team of 3 surgeons you help to train perform more than 200 surgeries per year. Yet you continue to travel to Ecuador for 2 weeks at a time to consult and provide assistance for the most difficult surgeries. Younger brothers are often short on praise for older siblings. Yet your brother is your biggest fan. He said, "Jack fights for the lives of children with congenital heart defects so that they have a chance to live full and productive lives. He has distinguished himself in his chosen profession and is a loyal son of Wabash." In winning the Sir James Carreras Award, you said, "When you operate on these children, you are doing something that would not have been done if you had not been there." That would be a significant understatement. Indeed, you have demonstrated that the committed actions of a few dedicated people can save the lives of thousands of children. In addition to your admirable international service, you are among the very finest of surgeons. One of just 350 worldwide members of the Congenital Heart Surgeon Society, you are also a member of the American Association for Thoracic Surgery and the Society of Thoracic Surgeons. Your more than 5,000 heart surgeries in newborns and children at one of the top-ranked programs in the country earn our deepest respect and profound congratulations. Jack, you exemplify everything good and noble about a Wabash College graduate. You are only lacking a degree you would have easily obtained but for circumstances beyond your control. For genuinely living out all that it means to think critically, act responsibly, lead effectively, and especially live humanely, I am honored to present you with the degree you so richly deserve. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wabash College and delegated to that board by the great state of Indiana, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining, of which this citation shall be a permanent witness. Congratulations, Jack. 40 years.
Yeah.
God bless you. Thanks so much for all you do.
Mr. President,
Secretary.
my honor to present David N. Shane, Wabash class of 1970, that you can bestow on him the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters.
Thank you. David N. Shane, honored son of Wabash, we take great pride in putting you under the bright spotlight today. For a man of soaring intellect and superior strategic prowess, we know that public recognition is not your strong suit. But it is high time that we pay tribute to all that you have meant to your alma mater over the arc of your life. Evansville native, English major, football team leader, proud member of Phi Gamma Delta, Junior Peck Medal recipient, and Phi Beta Kappa graduate of Wabash. You taught school after graduation in 1970, a nod to the numerous future contributions you would make to strengthen education in Indiana. Law school beckoned. After graduation from Duke University Law School, you began your legal career with the Indianapolis law firm Baker & Daniels, but remained deeply connected to Wabash, serviced as a class agent, board member of the National Association of Wabash Men, and as the college's chief legal counsel followed. Professionally, you have been an attorney, chief executive, and public servant, but throughout your life, you have committed to improving education in the great state of Indiana, from kindergarten to college, including enhancing our state's workforce development efforts. You left law practice to serve as president of Citizens Allied for Superior Schools, along with board memberships that included the Indiana State Board of Education, the Mind Trust, Center of Inquiry in the Liberal Arts, Indiana University School of Informatics, Indianapolis Charter School Board, and the Indianapolis Education Roundtable. All of your efforts have focused on helping each learner at every level achieve educational results that prepare them for further education or life in a society defined by change. Your focus is, and always has been, human capital development as a force for good. Clay Robbins, Wabash class of 1979 and CEO of Lilly Endowment, calls you a one-man informal clearinghouse and convener for educational entrepreneurs seeking to improve education opportunities in Indiana. A voracious reader, careful listener, and quiet force, you have provided wise and thoughtful counsel to no fewer than 4 Wabash College presidents, myself included. And in 1996, you were elected to the Wabash College Board of Trustees. That simply deepened your commitment to strengthening your alma mater. As chair of the Academic Affairs and Executive Committees, and as co-chairs of at least 3 strategic planning efforts. President Andy Ford said he was always grateful for your wisdom, concern, coaching, gentle prodding, and dropping of hints. President Pat White praised your passionate and committed service and your proven track record of wisdom and leadership. In 2002, you were honored with the Frank W. Misch Award for service to the college. You also received the David Peck Senior Medal for eminence in law. In 2005, you took a 2-year leave as trustee to serve the administration of Indiana Governor Mitch Daniels, who called you his most valuable advisor on education and workforce development. Mitch, himself a Wabash Honorary degree recipient, said that you provided tremendous service to Indiana and that your expertise in education and workforce development has only grown since, and that you continue to contribute your remarkable talents to the benefit of all Hoosiers. You returned to the board in 2007, just in time to assist new board chair Steve Bowen in helping Wabash navigate through some of our most volatile times. Along with your trustee colleague John Fox, you helped craft a strategic plan that would help Wabash through the Great Recession and allow us to imagine a future built on strong academic and financial foundations. John said that while you called him Yoda, you have been the real Yoda of our board since your service began. In any conversation, you listen intently, always thinking, never wearing down, and when there is a lull, you clearly and concisely state the issue, perspective, challenges, and solutions. As John says, when you speak, there is substantive thought behind every word, and people listen. Behind the scenes, you guide and mentor young trustee colleagues, presidents, faculty members, and even politicians without any recognition. You manage to make so many people feel honored, respected, cared for, and of sincere interest to you in ways that are truly inspiring and worthy of our deepest respect. David and Shane, your indefatigable spirit, passion for education and all things Wabash, brilliant mind, and superior problem-solving skills have been true gifts you have freely shared with your alma mater, your city, this state, and our region. For serving as a protector of the value of a rigorous liberal arts education, all at Wabash extend our very sincere gratitude. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wabash College and delegated to that board by the great state of Indiana, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining, of which this citation shall be a permanent witness. Thank you. Congratulations, David. Thanks so much for all you do.
Mr. President,
Mr. Secretary.
Mr. President, it is my great honor to present to you Wabash College Class of 2017. So that you may confer upon them the in-course degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Thank you. Gentlemen of the Wabash class of 2017, you have fulfilled the requirements of graduation from this college. You have overcome obstacles, persevered in difficult times, and shine brightly in all aspects of your endeavors. You have made all of us who have taught, mentored, and guided you very proud of what you have accomplished in these sacred halls, in athletic competition, and in your creative and scholarly pursuits around the world. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wabash College and delegated to that board by the great state of Indiana, I do hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Arts degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Now, it is my distinct honor to invite you to come forward to be honored as graduates of our great college.
Rashidul Abadan. Samuel Clay Adams.
Congratulations.
Thomas Michael Allgood. Jalen Jaquan Alston. Logan John Anglin. Emilio Arroyo. Jan Michael Bukoy Bidun. Robert Radcliffe Black. Robert Riley Bland. Zachary Taylor Boren. Nicholas Michael Bova. Vincent Dominique Bowden. David Allen Oliver Boyer. Nicholas James Brown. Connor D. Brummett. Ethan J. Burrish. Elliot S. Burge. Jacob Caddick in absentia. Ryan James Cairns. Thaddeus Tyler Castro. Walter Levi Chitty. Drake A. Kristen. Devin Marquez Clark. Tyler Fenton Cole. Logan Alexander Cooper in absentia. Dylan Wesley Cron. Felipe Quatacanzi. Luke Andrew Davis. Charles Raymond Dillahunt. Keaton Paul Douglas. William Jeffrey Dyke. Dwight Austin Earl. Ashton Michael Faramelli. Nolan Harding Fenwick. Adon A. Garcia. Mikhail Allen Gardner. Dustin William Gardner. Brett Matthew Gerke. Cameron Lee Glaze. Ryan Neil Gross. Nicholas Ryan Gwynn. Boyd J. Haley. Mohammed Motahar Hasnat. Luis Felipe Hernandez Blanco. Michael Allen Herman. Hong Nat Sen. Corey Lee Hoffman. Timothy James Hunt in absentia. David Leo Hurwich. Jean Lee James. Austin Robert Jameson. Dayton Cole Jennings. Shamir J. Johnson. Trevor Allen Johnson. Edward Andrew Free Kashan. James D. Kennedy in absentia. Tanner Mason Corral. Jensen Allen Kirch. Patrick McCutcheon Kroll. Lincoln Gregory Kyle. Connor William Linehan. Griffin Harris Levy. Aaron Jacob Llewellyn. Cordell Tyler Lewis. Blair Stafford Luttrell. Bernard John Loberman IV. Colby Weston Lopp. Connor Matthew Ludwig. Mark Anthony Maldonado. Dylan Carl Mayer. Daniel Paul McCarthy. Christopher Allen McCloskey. Daniel David McCormick. Larry Richard McMahon III. Dalton Garrett Miller. Daniel Ray Miller. Jeffrey Michael Mucha. Nathan Wayne Neal. William Hartley Nolan. McAllister Lee Norton. Jalen Glenn Obertate. Marco Fabio Ortega. Alan Giovanni Ortiz.
Oh, yeah, I think I'd handle this one now.
Joel Ryan Paquin. Douglas Calum Parrish. Riley John Pelton. Delon Eugene Pettiford. Rodrigo Alberto Porras. Carl Edward Prasher. Anthony Joseph Repay. Alejandro Reyna. Christian Joseph Rhodes. Connor William Rice. Christian Lucas Rodriguez. Keith Aaron Schuler, Jr. Matthew J. Scott. Brand Allen Sylvia. Cole Andrew Seward. Murphy Reynolds Sheets. Jordan Kenneth Smith. Tyler Peyton Smith. Matthew Kenneth Spalding. Herschel Devontae Springer. Jared Werner Staudenmeyer. Benjamin Eric Stone. Connor Stephen Stum. Darian Carlton Sturdivant.
Got it right. He doesn't get them wrong.
James Ralph Cease. Andrew J. Tutsi. Riley Keegan Sullivan. Roberto Carlos Ritima. Giacomo P. Visconti. John Holton Warner. Grant Michael Wolf. Tianhong Xu, in absentia. Alan Michael Betts, cum laude. Evan Davis Bowe, cum laude. Trenton Michael Brazel, cum laude. Austin John Brown, cum laude. Wesley Ryan Brown, cum laude. Wesley Allen Deutscher, cum laude.
All right. And degrees.
Andy S. Dong, cum laude. David Russell Elkins, cum laude. Michael Damon Green, cum laude. Kenton Eric Hicks, cum laude. Samuel Mackenzie Hurt, cum laude. Stephen Frederick Jones, cum laude. Riley Kent Lefevre, cum laude. Michael Yuya Makio, cum laude. Mason R. McKinney, cum laude. Patrick Ryan Myers, cum laude. Hai Tam Nguyen, cum laude. Dugan Scott Polizzato, cum laude. Andrew Robert Roginski, cum laude. Gregory James Sklar, cum laude. Jacob Alexander Stone, cum laude. Colin Robert James Thompson, cum laude. Tang T. Tran, cum laude. Wesley Rader Burt, cum laude. Yan Wu, cum laude. Braden Donnell Badger, magna cum laude, in absentia. Aaron Philip Becker, magna cum laude, in absentia. Colin James Bell, magna cum laude. Brady Allen Bowles, magna cum laude. Cameron Michael Brown, magna cum laude. Adam Michael Burtner, magna cum laude. Beidou Chang, magna cum laude. Benjamin Michael Kramer, magna cum laude. Cole Andrew Crouch, magna cum laude. Anthony Dwayne Douglas II, magna cum laude.
Come on, Anthony. It's not that bad, buddy.
Maxwell Doyle Earp Thomas, magna cum laude. Isaac Riley Empson, magna cum laude. Trevor John Fitzpatrick, magna cum laude. Chase Albert Francoeur, magna cum laude. Mazen Hussein Hakim, magna cum laude. Austin Lee Heiss, magna cum laude. Thomas Edward Isola, magna cum laude. Reno Morgan Jameson, magna cum laude. Bilal Mohammed Syed Jawed, magna cum laude. Jordan A. Johnson, magna cum laude. Mason Gunnar Keller, magna cum laude. Zachary Tyler King, magna cum laude. Lucas T. Knutson, magna cum laude. Xinyu Ma, magna cum laude. Zachary Gerald Maciejewski, magna cum laude. Max Alexander Millett, magna cum laude, in absentia. Kyle Austin Morgan, magna cum laude. Andrew Nolan Powell, magna cum laude. Carson James Powell, magna cum laude. Harrison Corbin Schaefer, magna cum laude. Daniel Schofield, magna cum laude. Wyatt James Tarter, magna cum laude. Daniel Michael Thompson, magna cum laude. Benjamin Charles Wade, magna cum laude. Benjamin McCann Washer, magna cum laude. Rory Christopher Willits, magna cum laude. Alexander T. Wimber, magna cum laude. Chipu Ye, magna cum laude. Sen Yumnum, magna cum laude. Andrew Darrell Biddle II, summa cum laude. Austin David Thomas Dukes, summa cum laude. Dawoon Kim, summa cum laude. Noah Joseph Levi, summa cum laude. Justin Charles Miller, summa cum laude, in absentia. Nguyen An Tu, summa cum laude. Kyle Matthew Stucker, summa cum laude. Nok No Kang Tran, summa cum laude. Aaron James Worthwine, summa cum laude. Yang Yang, summa cum laude.
Congratulations. Go out and do great things. Oh, pages were lost here. Sorry about that. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. Endings are never easy. Thankfully, that is not why we are here today. The traditional time of commencement is springtime, just as new plantings are taking root and as new plans and hopes emerge. Spring is a time to celebrate renewal and the future, and today's warm weather breathes new life into our souls, tired by a long, very long gray winter. Surprisingly, this time of commencement seems to sidestep the very inconvenient truth that we are marrying the ending of one aspect of your life with the beginning of a new one. This blending of the new and the old, this connection between yesterday and today, this metamorphosis defines your Wabash journey from ringing in to ringing out. Be assured, gentlemen, that your Wabash education has provided you with the simple gifts you need to find your way into your new tomorrows, to make good and to do good, to find meaning and purpose in life, and to celebrate it. Not just to be men, but to be good men. Your liberal arts education has equipped you to act, to see, and to speak. We taught you the tools of education, to think critically, to read and write clearly, to solve and reflect, and to immerse yourselves in your surroundings and your inner lives, and to help you identify your authentic selves. We gave you the keen eye of a Wabash education so that you might see diverse points of view and to be challenged by them, augmenting your own points of view and leaving you changed but undisturbed. We coaxed you to write your own story, to live up to the gentleman's rule, and to think, act, lead, and live. And you have written glorious chapters in the history of our great college. Your efforts on stage, in the classroom, and on the athletic fields have earned high national rankings and brought honor to your alma mater. We will remember your achievements. Because of you, Wabash is a better college than it was when you arrived here 4 years ago. Indeed, it was my distinct honor to ring you into Wabash College. We began this journey together 4 years ago. You as anxious freshmen, and me as a very new college president. Here's what I said on that day. Class of 2017, we have a lot in common, more than you think. Just like you, I am new to Wabash College, although I have a 55-day head start on you. You are the first class to join me at Wabash. I will never forget you. As the 9th century Arab classical poet Abu Tamam wrote, Ma'al haba ilal lil habibi el awali, there is no love like the first love. You will be more equal than all others that are equal in my eyes. We will be brothers. But lots changed since that time. So let me remind you of the charge I gave you that hot, very hot August afternoon. I'll keep it short, crisp. That's how I like it. Do you remember the 4 gets not to forget? Not a quiz. Get to work. Get involved. Get some sleep. And as Bilal told you today, the most important one is get some help. When you're out there in the world, remember it spells wish, work, involvement, sleep, and help. It's going to be helpful it was helpful while you were at Wabash. You may not have heard it all, but it's definitely going to be helpful when you leave Wabash. But as you leave, I want you to think about not the 4 gets, but the 4 gives. The first one is to give thanks. You have mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, spouses, partners, and friends who are all here for you here today. They are here to celebrate you. Don't forget throughout your life to celebrate them and give thanks for those around you. I now ask that the families of our graduates please stand so that these young men can give you a warm round of applause. The second give is to give back. Our day of giving here at Wabash took place about 1 month ago. It was a day when we celebrated the philanthropy of alumni and friends who support the college. These generous people supported you because someone else supported their education. That's how one generation passes the torch to the next. But here's the secret. Life is not just about one day of giving. It's about every day of giving. So give back every day. And let me thank you for spearheading an effort to have 100% student participation on our day of giving, that's a great way to start giving back. Of course, sometimes giving back isn't enough. Sometimes you have to give it forward. That's the third give. If you only pay back those you owe, life can be a little too closed, a little too narrow. Be generous to those who are standing outside your circle and bring them into your circle. Expand your notion of self-interest and you will see your lives flourish in ways you could never imagine possible. The final give, Wabash men, is to give notice. Wabash men, you have arrived. You are smart, directed, passionate, and compassionate. You have swagger. Don't ever lose it. Wabash always fights will be your mantra for life. Be bold. You have everything that the Scarecrow, Tin Man, and the Lion were looking for. Brains, heart, and courage. And you will also have what Dorothy was searching for all along. Always know that Wabash is your home. There will never be a place like it in your entire life. Ever. So, gentlemen, in the class of 2017, please rise. It is my honor and privilege to be with you, to have taken part in your joys and sorrows, hopes and dreams, victories and defeats, as your brother, and to witness your shared lives with each other. Know that ultimately, the greatest education and the greatest gift we gave you at this college was each other. And you will need that gift, because while your future will be graced with moments of unspeakable joy and beauty, it will also be tested by sorrow and painful moments. Be strong and seek strength from each other. You have been and will continue to be each other's epistles, which can never, ever be taken away. Now, go forth, Wabash men, gentlemen of Wabash, and leave this place with pride in your accomplishments and confidence that you will make a difference in this world, and be good, very good Wabash men. You ready?
From the hills of Maine to the western plain, or where the cotton is blowing, from the gloomy shade of the northern pine to the light of the southern seas, there's a name held dear and a color we cheer wherever we find it glowing. The tears shall rise to our longing eyes that floats on the evening breeze, when the day is done and the western sun is painting in flashing glory across the skies of gorgeous skies.
I love that song. Seniors, please let us bless you. As you leave this campus, this zip code, or even this time zone, you will not leave our hearts. In coming years, may your worst problem be hardback chairs in the May sunshine. May your fondest memories be of each other and of whom you have together become. May your greatest joys be the anticipation of what beautiful, just, and good things your gifts will make possible. And may your strongest desire be for the mending of this glorious but fragile creation. We cherish and celebrate you. In the name of God Almighty, amen.
That's about the longest one we've ever had.
Going.
Don't you?
I don't
Last
know.
year there were a lot more
There were
students.
more
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
There were fewer students for some reason.
Yeah. Anyway, give me all your clothespins and shields if you can do that. Right. Get that. See if I can find it.
Yo, my back sucks. First time we got to stand up, I sat back down. Oh. Hey, I just like straight up flat.
Can't see him? What? Read the book. So I have to zoom in.
From the hills of Maine to the western plain, or where the cotton is blowing, blue shades of northern pine to the light. There's a name up there to color we cheer wherever we find it glowing. Choose to rise for long and as the blows of the evening breeze. When day is done and the western sun is fading and flashing glory, across the skies of gorgeous dyes, the color we love so well. We love to sit as the shadows split and praise the song and story. We love the shadows of light that's out a good old Wabash yell. Our prayers are always thine, our voice and hearts combined. To sing the praise of future days shall bring their name before us. The college days are past, as long as life shall last. Our greatest joy will be to shout the chorus. Hear, O Wabash, thy loyal sons shall ever love thee. And o'er the classic halls, the scarlet flag shall proudly flash. Go Wabash, long in our hearts we'll bear the sweetest memories of thee.
ném múa à? Không ném múa à? Hiếu hiểu. Thằng Ngọc đâu? Đây ra đây hai thằng quay riêng ném mũ vậy. Ném múa à? Được rồi.
I'm pretty much pinned down.
Thank you. Can I get that real quick? Cái tung hoang chứ.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Yeah, we gotta get some pictures. I got the girls up there. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.